Good morning, Aries. I say morning because it's morning over here. I hope you're doing well today. I'm going to have you take a deep breath with me. And in. And out. All right, thank you. I'm going to use the Zodiac Tarot deck today. And we're just going to... There's also like a stove right here, so I'm really hoping that it doesn't fall off this little lip of table into the stove. If so, I'll prepare for that already. And you're a fire sign, so that must mean a sign. It must be a sign if you end up in where your sign is, right? Right? Okay, let me Your first card that fell is the King of Pentacles in the reverse. I'm getting back to it. I will also be attempting to note the timings, and at the very end in the description I will put the times for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. This is a all fire signs reading, but we're starting with Aries. All right, King of Pentacles in the reverse is the first card that showed up for your energy. So there may be a lot of feelings of lacking in abundance, or you may be around a Taurus, or just earth energy in general. The material world feels as though it is not providing. It is not allowing the like royal stability. Oh, and the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, so there's something about, it could actually be an earth sign couple, but there's something about your connection with the earth and with material abundance. There's a disconnect. There's an inability to take care of oneself at this time. It could feel as though you might be leaning towards greedier tendencies and trying to get everything that you can in an almost desperate kind of way. But something about this feels very, like the energy has shifted. The energy is much greedier, not self-sufficient, not able to take care of oneself. And you might be connected to somebody who also is a taker, not a giver, and also not able to take care of oneself. Wow. Yeah, so there's the Six of Pentacles. This is all earth signs. So again, if you're connected to Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, the earth signs are showing up here. So with this, it could be that you are simply reminiscing of the past. And this is Seven of Cups, Knight of Swords, the Sun and the Tower in the reverse, and the Page of Cups. This is a little too many than I usually take, but I'm still taking them right now because it feels like there's a story that's going on of like, there suddenly became a lot of energy surrounding, I'll see if I can move these into at least somewhat of camera vision. Yeah, so at least you know that there's actually cards here. Look at that. So it feels as though something may have brought a lot of like nostalgic feelings, but it is not providing any abundance for you. Like the material world, it is not showing any fruition. And so then there's this offering of like, well, there must be other options. Like there's options out there. There must be something else, because it really feels as though it's like two people are coming to a point where the only thing that's connecting them still is the emotions of the past, and they can tell that the emotions of the past aren't, or the stability of the past more so, and the one is taking up a lot more than the other. There's an imbalance. There's an imbalance of energies. There's a with the Six of Pentacles, because I kept on going with the Six of Cups, but I don't know why. But it does feel like there's still Huh. Anyways, there feels like there's still an amount of nostalgia, but this imbalance is just too prevalent. This it's just not something that people can keep up, and it's not something that is going to be successful, especially between two people that seem to be only takers. They're you know, if you got a pile right here and everybody takes out of it and nobody puts back in, eventually everyone's not going to come back to that pile. But eventually everyone's not going to come back to that watering hole. And so then you have the Seven of Cups, followed by this Knight of Swords in the reversed. It's almost like these options that have been provided, these new pathways that you can see. Along with them, there's still some sort of like blockage. There's still some sort of I just got like the truth will set you free. And so it's like, there's a truth that is not being presented, the communication that's not being presented. And once it is presented, it can set someone free, but it is not being presented at this time. And so there may be a stagnancy of looking at options and not knowing where to go. But once you're able to decide, it's followed by the Sun, the Tower in the reverse, and the Page of Cups. So it's almost as though at some point this communication will be had, the blockage will be maybe erased, and the ability to live in the sun will become apparent once more, while you also are likely going to be watching somebody else's world crumble a little bit, or something drastic happen in their world. And there's just like a feeling of encouragement to stay in the sun, understanding that people go through things and you might have to observe somebody's downfall in some way, somebody going through something that might not be, you know, their first choice or your first choice. But it is something that the Tower has to fall. And in this future after the Tower is the Page of Cups. So it feels as though it's like once there's a crumbling, the creativity can start to flow once more. Once there's a crumbling, the cup of love, the cup of imagination and accomplishment within this creative artistic realm will be able to start flowing with energy once more, and the stagnancy won't be as jagged along the way. And you have the Knight of Wands at the bottom of the deck too, so there's an amount of like passion. And too many cards fell. All right. Okay, so these are not for you, but these are. And it's just basically the High Priestess in the reverse and the Fool in the upright position. Just go forth with the knowledge of, don't ignore your intuition when it comes to these new beginnings. Your intuition will speak to you, and ignoring your intuition in these new beginnings will just not prep you for the new beginning. So you should listen to your intuition. Oh. And the Queen of Wands is here in the reverse. That's interesting. I don't know when she popped out, but okay. And the Queen of Wands, listen to your intuition. And also, it's like practice the confidence behind the steps that you're choosing to make. Practice not caring about the things you don't need to care about, and investing that energy into the areas that do need that energy. Follow your intuition in this brand new journey. All right, take what's yours and leave the rest behind. Thank you so much for being here, Aries, and I will see you next time. All right. I'm going to do a little time thing. All right. Hi, Leo. I hope you're doing well today. I'm going to have you take a deep breath and in and out. Thank you. If you hear any little snorting or anything down there, I'm dog sitting and she does a lot of like it's very cute. All right, Leo. What do we got going on for you today? We're just gonna keep it simple and do, well, I wanted to do a past, present, future pull, but I just got the feeling of no. So we're just gonna do whatever the cards say that we need to tell you, or they need to tell you. And I'll use my words as best as possible. All right, Spirit. We have the Seven of Swords and the Queen of Swords. This is air energy. And the Hermit in the reverse and the King of Cups in the upright position. This feels like it's two different people. Is this one person? No, it's definitely two people. So with this Seven of Swords, somebody feels as though they need to protect themselves or they need to do sneaky things in order to stay safe, or just do sneaky things in life in general. It really feels as though there's two different people here. And with the Queen of Swords, it's like they're willing, I believe it feels as though this left-handed person is you and whoever you're interacting with is on this right side. So left-handed you, right-sided the other person. All right, so it feels as though, and also take what's yours, leave the rest behind. I could be totally the opposite. All right, anyways. So it feels like this Queen of Swords energy is really, she both wants to speak up and shut up. That's how it feels. She wants to speak up. She wants to shut up. It's almost like these sneaky actions of hers, make it so that she can be really smart at some points, but then at other points, it's like she's too smart for her own good. And so then it can turn into the deception can just get too far is how it feels. There's something about the deception going too far. And it's followed up with this Seven of Pentacles in the reverse and this Five of Cups in the reverse. So it really feels as though, like these two people are on completely different pages. You good? Okay, girl? So it feels like on this one side, this person is being deceptive, lying. With the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, they have decided that they're no longer interested in investing their energy into something, or they have been looking at something to decide if they're interested in investing any more of their energy, but it is leaning towards a no. And then this Five of Cups, it's like this person has already been mourning the loss of love. They've been mourning the loss of everything that they used to have such a passionate love for, and they're finding it very difficult to look at the things that they still have love for. Like in the traditional story of this card, even though the card's different, this guy right here, he's looking at all the spilt glasses of wine, and it represents that he has lost his love for wine. And he loved wine and made him feel so happy. It made him celebrate with people. It was some of the best times of his life that he enjoyed wine. And he suddenly has lost his taste and love for wine. And so there's a within that, in that story, within this card, there's so many aspects of, well, now he has to figure out what his new home's going to be like. One without wine, one without the love for it, one that celebrates and loves on people and enjoys life without wine, without the contribution that he had so much love for. And it's like figuring out how to continue on, because he does still have 2 cups, still 2 full cups. And so how does he mourn the loss of the things that he can truly move on and continue and have a beautiful life? How can he do that and decide to move forward? How does one both mourn and love at the same time? It's a very difficult, when does one stop? When does one begin? Is there ever a time that it's like, okay, we've been mourning long enough? And in this other side, this King of Cups, it's really like this person feels like they've got the King of Cups. They are very nurturing, very loving. This is both, this is earth energy and, I believe water. Well, I mean, it is water, but it's interesting there's earth energy here too. And then there's the Hermit, which is Virgo energy, and the Sun, which is Leo energy, which is you. But still, the Hermit in the reverse, it's as though this person, who seems to be very much in love, very much full of nurturing energy, is offering a cup in this imagery right here. And they have, it seems that they've gone through, if it's not like a dark night of the soul time, an extremely reflective time in their life, that they are coming out and they hold on to the wisdom, the light. They have this light in there, this little lantern that they hold on to. They go into the darkness to seek out the light and to bring the light into the world. And then there's this Sun. And so it almost, like, honestly, the feeling that I'm getting is that this Queen of Swords sees how much this King of Cups has to offer, and she doesn't know how to say no to him, because it doesn't logically make sense to say no to something this beautiful, to someone this beautiful, to someone that has all of this to offer. It doesn't logically make sense why. There's something about logic that comes in here of like, why, I'm just getting like somebody saying, why must I be so strategic in love? Why must I be so balancing this effort to that effort, to this logic to that logic? And why can't I go from a place of emotion? Why am I so protective of myself? There's just a lot of these like questions that are going on. I sneeze. But is there a card of advice? This Pentacles, it landed a little too sideways. I'm like, but it's kind of like, okay, it feels as though there's like a crossroads of you knowing that trying to find order and reason will not bring you to where you desire to be. This Hierophant came out, and he's looking at all of these other things, and I'm gathering from all these different Pentacles in the single Ace of Pentacles in the reverse, Two of Wands in the reverse, Three of Pentacles in the upright position, Nine of Swords in the reverse, Ten of Wands in the reverse, and the Death card in the reverse. There's something about this desire for order and reason will not get you there. This desire for tradition, the desire for tradition will not get you to the traditional idealized situation. There's something about just getting somebody here has a thought in their head that they need to get to a specific destination. And like in life, like I heard somewhere, this guy, he was like, once I had a kid, I was married, I had kids, I had a job, I felt like I checked off all the boxes and I finally could relax. And it almost feels like that mindset that person who said that has, of there's something that you're seeking out so that you can relax. But there's a lot of signs showing up of, it's almost like community is bringing you this beautiful fruition, and that kind of tradition, like it's right above the Hierophant, and it feels very traditional, but it's like the hardships, take what's yours, leave the rest behind. Decide to do what you're deciding to do because it's your own life. Don't, but don't take this for like law or anything like that. But it does feel as though that there is a Ace of Pentacles, an offering of abundance that is not fortuitous. It is not very beneficial. And it feels as though you know this. You know that this idea will fall through. And if anything, you'll gain a community of maybe like-minded people, but not it's like you'll meet good people along the way, but the way will not be great. The way will be full of trials, as many ways are, but full of trials, full of nightmares. It's like a never-ending nightmare. Something that you have to brace yourself, collect everything, even if it's like this desire for tradition will not take you out of the matrix. It will not take you towards success. It will simply show another imbalance that needs to be worked through, reflected through, in order to understand why seeking out this specific image of what your life should be is not conducive for your actual life. It's okay to say no to the things that are wonderful if you know that they're not for you right now. There is such a thing as right person, wrong time, because even if you look at yourself, back in Shakespearean world or whatever, people would get married at like 13. Imagine yourself as a 13-year-old and what your brain was then, and how you interacted with people then. Would you make the same decisions now as a 20-year-old, 30-year-old, 40-year-old, 50-year-old? We're different people. So like, it's just, it could be one of those situations of you're trying to force something that that person is just not the version of themselves that they would need to be, and you're just not the version of yourself that you would need to be in order to make this work in the way that would be best for all. And so it seems as though, I'll finish up here, but whatever is being forced, and whatever is being, like, if somebody's not being honest to themselves and what they actually desire and where they actually stand, because what they have on the plate is so beautiful that how could they say no to something? But in the long run, it feels as though if you are honest and you say no to the things that you need to say no to when you need to say no to them, it'll be a victory. A victory for you, even if it hurts. Truthful messages. And everyone will know where everyone's coming from. Everyone's opinion will be able to be equally shared and appreciated. And the balance would be in order. Okay. Take what's yours and leave the rest behind. And I shall see you next time, Leo. All right. Thank you so much for being here. All right. And so now we'll make a little note. Hello, Sagittarius. I hope you're doing well. I'm going to have you take a deep breath with me. And in. And out. You guys are feeling especially magical right now. Hello. How you doing? How you doing, bud? I'm dog sitting. Got two little pups, one right here. And one right there. They're so sweet. But I do feel like there's some sort of optimistic energy within you right now, Sagittarius. Optimistic and yet procrastinatory. Procrastination is coming in. I'm here being fancy with procrastinatory. But there definitely feels like some procrastination within the optimism is coming through. Like, it's like, oh, I've got plenty of time to do the thing that I need to do. But then I'm not going to do it until the last second, which I guess I just defined procrastination. But, so, okay, just go to past, present, future. At this time, it does feel like you might be mourning through something, but like you're doing very well with it. Oh, this is both past. Okay. Like you're doing very well with whatever you are working through. Although you might still be in your feels about it. Like, you know, that feels like it's probably going to be evident for a little bit. It does feel as though you are in a winning position and you don't really care. Like there's a gives no fucks kind of energy over here. With this Queen of Wands. She knows her good side, she knows her not so good side, she's embracing them all. She loves her creativity, she's full of abundance and creativity, she's sexy, she's fiery, and she, with the black cat, it's representing that she, I mean, sometimes it represents the occult, but also it represents that she does not care that, like, she loves her black cat. She doesn't care that back in the day there was a stigma around having a black cat. And so she would have been looked at differently because of her decision. But she's like, I don't care. I love what I love. I'm creative in the ways that I'm creative. I'm confident in the ways that I'm confident. I'm fiery and passionate. And that's just how I am. And she's unapologetic about it. I knew that was going to happen. And it feels as though there was some sort of fight, some sort of argument where you came out successful. Now, even with that, there's message to be aware of and wary of, in a way, new beginnings. Look before you leap. Understand the different nuances to this new beginning. Be prepared for this new beginning. Don't just start because you know you need to get away. Oh, that's pretty. And so then you have in this other little section, the Five of Wands, Temperance, which is your energy, and the Six of Pentacles. And so it also, there may be a situation or a pattern within your life at this point, take what's yours and leave the rest behind, where there's a lot of like speaking up of your values, of what you hold important, of your opinions, speaking up and making them known, while also working to transform the situation, transform yourself, and be the one that turns water into wine kind of thing. Continuously transform the situation. But it seems as though you may be finding yourself in situations where people need too much of your energy, and you no longer are capable of providing this transformative energy to them and yourselves. It's something, it feels as though maybe you've come to a point where you just see it's too far, and you can't uphold what has been asked of you for any longer. Then we have this 10 of Cups in the reverse and this 7 of Pentacles in the upright. You may have been finding yourself in situations where you had almost all of it. Like it felt like you had the picket fence in the house and the dog and the whole shebang, but something was missing. And because that something that was missing was too great, it may have put you in a position where you are now inquiring about if you should invest more into said situation, because you're not, it's almost like, what's the point in being in this situation if I'm still missing what I got into the situation for? And so it's placing you in that kind of deciding factor of like, should I move on? Should I find something else to invest in? Or should I continue to invest where I am right now? It's kind of like moving jobs. It's like, if somebody offers you, oh, you're going to get a managerial position in the next like year, like definitely, that's just how things are working. And then the next year happens and you didn't get that position. You're like, okay, well, talks again to the person. They're like, oh, no, it'll be this year for sure. It'll be this year. It's like, do I want to invest my time and energy into something that I thought it would be one way and it was not that way? And I'm still investing time and energy right now, but do I want to continue that and potentially go down a path where I am never receiving what I signed up, like what I even initially got into the situation for? And so it may be forcing you into a place of touching into like the material world and the non-material world in order to calibrate what the next best decision is, in order to heal and move forward. It does feel as though you are being pushed into a place of like, you have to heal really quickly first. Well, not really quickly, but like it feels, the way that I got it was heal right quick. So it's like, do it right quick, and then get back on the other thing. But take some time to heal. There is confusion with the moon. There is unknown with the moon. Pisces energy and Aquarius energy. But if you take time to heal, if you take time to, I guess, like almost be in that confusion for a little bit so that you can work through and process through. I do love that the star and the moon are right next to each other. And it also reminds me of the songs, I'll give you stars and the moon and the open sky. And the song, I believe the song's just called Stars and the Moon. And one of the jokes in it or whatever. But I mean, it's a joke, but it's also like real. Of the lady says I met a man. And it's about like she meets different people, and some of them offer her cars and yachts and trips to Barcelona and all, just the whole shebang that you could want in the material world. And then another man offers her the stars and the moon, and she finally accepts the man that gives her the yacht, the boat, the extravagant lifestyle. And at the end she says, "But I'll never have the moon." And it shows basically in art, in a song, somebody living life thinking that they're getting everything they ever wanted, and in the end realizing that, maybe he can't actually go out and get the moon, but he can provide me more than the emotional provisions, the love, the desire to even get the stars and the moon for me. That provides more than this yacht and this champagne and this high life would ever be able to. And so that popped up. So it, take what's yours, leave the rest behind. If it's prevalent, it's prevalent. If it's not, it's not. And at this very end, there's this Page of Wands in the reverse and this King of Wands, and it feels almost as though it's the time to recalibrate yourself and understand that you might have flighty aspects of yourself, but you are a leader. You are a passionate, in control, responsible, not an egotistical person, but somebody that is strong with themselves. A leader, someone that's fiery, that's passionate, that can delegate, that people want to follow, that's charismatic and creative, that people want to have them lead them. And putting aside this side of you that's maybe tendencies to be flighty, to go in and out, to maybe be a little sexually deviant, maybe be just a little more sexually promiscuous in some way. And it's like putting that part of you aside so that you can invest your energy into this truly royal version of yourself. I'm going to take one card from the soul, when my soul whispered Oracle deck for you. And we'll see what we have. And your card is understanding. I want everyone to know you don't have to find out you're dying to start living. Understanding. The passing of time asks you to think about the fragility of life. You may feel as though you keep chasing that next big thing, telling yourself, my life will be better when. No matter how many of these things you achieve, you still lack the happiness you are seeking. It is easy while chasing these big things to forget about those little things that make up your day-to-day life. It is just as important to find joy in the small details that make up each day as it is to recognize your greater achievements. Close your eyes and feel your heart beating as your breath comes and goes like the ocean waves upon the shore. Smell a flower and drink the scent in so deeply that you can feel its energy from head to toe. Hold the hand of a loved one and notice the rough and smooth, knowing that every texture tells the story of their life. Existence as you know it can change so quickly and unexpectedly that those big things you once chased suddenly seem insignificant and without meaning. Understand that life will always be about the little things that you often forget to notice, and that no one can take them away from you. I'd say that resonates or correlates quite a bit with what I just said, what the cards just said. My sacred words. I move toward each new day with a grateful heart, a courageous spirit, and a desire to touch the lives of everyone I meet. Connected to the throat chakra. The bluebell is a sweet little flower that reminds you of the importance of appreciating the small things in life in order to value the big things. Take what's yours and leave the rest behind. Thank you so much for being here, Sagittarius. I'll see you next time. And I'm going to do a final deep breath with you all. And in. And out. Thank you so much, fire signs. I'll see you guys in the future.